Growing up, I was always back and forth to jail. I didn't miss a beat. I did Source Center, this little group home, the Adi home, little jail for for the youth. I did the little DOC, the prison for the youth. I didn't miss a beat. Went to the county, went to boot camp, went to prison. I was always locked up. When you ask what Dion at, oh, he in jail. And every time I got out of jail, my grandma used to always say, this your last time going back, boy? I'd be like, yeah, grandma, I ain't going back. And I used to always go back to jail. So my last prison sentence was 10 years. I did 5 years off a 10-year sentence. I did from 2015 to 2020. And when I say that time killed me, it hurted so bad because it allowed me to see clearer. It allowed me to see who was there for me, the people that turned their back, the people that was manipulative, tried to lie, and oh, I'm gonna send you some money, and I'm looking for it. I'm looking for the mail, and it never come. And I call them. They say I sent it, and the whole time they never sent it. And now they not picking up the phone, and now they trying to come back when they want to come back, when they know I'm on my way home. Now they want to do everything right. It allowed me to truly wake up. I remember a birthday. We was on lockdown. I think I had turned 25. And when I say I was so hungry, I'll never forget it. I was so hungry. I had to tie this sheet up around my stomach because my stomach was hurting so bad. We got breakfast at like 3, 4 in the morning. We got lunch at like 10, and then dinner at like 4, 5 o'clock. I was in Lawrence Correctional Facility. And when I first got there, we only came out 3 times a week for an hour. And when I say it killed me. And my last 30 days left, I had lost my brother. He was shot. And that did something to me, It did something to me. And I told myself, I'm not going back to jail. I'm not. But when I got out of jail in 2020, I was still doing things that could potentially cause me to go back to prison. But then the Most High gave me another chance because I was in a situation where I had something on me that I ain't supposed to have. And the police, out of everybody, it was like 20 people outside. Out of everybody, the police walked up to me. It was like they could see the aura. They could see, get him. And I took off running, and I had on boots. And when I took off, I ended up breaking my foot in the mix of me running. And by the grace of God, I still got away. I crawled. I remember crawling. I seen like this 3 flat, and I went to the basement. I didn't care if it was somebody's house, somebody stayed in there. I end up crawling and used like my upper, and I busted open, and it was nothing but dirt and a basement. And I was like, thank God. And I laid in there and I cried. And I called my homie, and I'm like, man, y'all come get me. I think my foot broke. And then I broke my foot. and they had prescribed me opiates, Percocets and Narcos, and by me by me going through so much trauma and I had lost my brother, I felt like that was my peace. So I ended up getting hooked on drugs. And then while I'm hooked on drugs, I'm dealing with a narcissist. And I had lost a brother. I came home to a dead brother. And then another like 9 months after that, I lost another brother. It hurt me, it killed me, and I went down this dark path of drugs and not caring if I OD'd, and you know when I slept alone. I remember every time I used to sleep alone and I'd be high, I would leave the door unlocked so somebody could find my deceased body the next day, and they don't think I'm in the room sleep. I used to think like that and not care. And then about another 7 months after that, my son was shot in the back of the head and the bullet came out his face. And it took me on this dark, deep, dark path. And I had to see a video of him getting shot, rolling around on the ground, holding his face, and then sat in the hospital for about a week. The first day he came in, his skin was like his self. It was normal. The next day, his whole body blew up like a balloon. His wrist had just got so fat, and I just knew it was over with. And all while I was sitting in that hospital, I wasn't there mentally. I was just so high off those drugs, and I couldn't bear to see him go through that. And I couldn't believe what I was going through. I'm like, two brothers and a son. I'm on drugs, dealing with a demon. Why? What's going on? And a lot of things was just going wrong. I couldn't get a job. I couldn't, my life was just, it's like the Most High has sent this storm my way, And I stayed longer with the narc because I had lost so many people and I felt like the narcissist was all I had. I just didn't want to let it go. But I had to. And, I ended up, the narc took me through this smear campaign, this humiliation ritual, posted all type of things, personal things online, and just tried to embarrass me. And that's when I woke up and I say, wow, now I know why the Most High sent me this storm.